about Army Navy, and I think a lot of people kind of have this game on their bucket list. Let me be the first to tell you that I do not have this game on my bucket list, and for one very good reason. If you want to feel good about yourself, don't be around people in the military. Like, have you ever tried to complain about something and somebody from the military is like standing in the same room? Where I used to do this all the time when Jake was playing baseball, and I'm like, oh, it's such a long baseball season. I'm basically like a single mom. And then like this other, girl would be like, yeah, I know how you feel. My husband's deployed for the next 6 months. And you're like, oh, you're right. My husband throws a baseball for a living. And your husband's dodging bullets, and you're hoping that he survives. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't want to go to this game. Because you stand around all these people who are just, salt of the earth guys who are willing to go to war for their country. And then you're like, let me tell you about a grind. Wake early to talk about spreads in college football. This job, man, it's so hard. And they're like, oh, really? Your job is hard. So that's the only reason I wouldn't want to go to this game.
Oh, I'm just the opposite. I can't wait to go. I think going to a game like this gives you perspective, and it makes you realize the greatness that you are a part of, or that you're getting to acknowledge or be around. And it gives you a greater appreciation for what you have. Like, I want to feel that spirit. I want to feel more appreciation and to say, oh, wow, look at what these men and women are doing. Look at how they're competing. Look at the sportsmanship that they show. Look at the tradition. I want to absorb all of that. And there are a lot of people in college football who will advocate for Army-Navy being the best rivalry in the sport. The late John Feinstein, and John wrote a book about this. He used to talk about it on a regular basis, and he would say that it's not close. And he really went into the weeds of what makes this particular matchup so enthralling and so gripping. And so I want to go. It's absolutely on my bucket list. And if I didn't have some things going on this weekend, I might even make the trip because it's in Baltimore. But yes, I want to experience all of that and really take it in and have an even greater appreciation for what the people who represent this country and defend this country do.
Yeah, see, I want to watch it, and I want to watch these people from afar. I just don't want to get wrapped in some conversation where somebody's like, so what do you do for a living? You're like, talk about sports betting. It's really hard. They're like, oh, well, I've served 3 tours so far. And you're just like, I need to go back to the drawing board with what I think is a productive life on this planet. But you do really respect what they bring to the game. And I do think, especially in the era of NIL and the transfer portal just constantly moving, is basically a revolving door. Like, these are games where you actually get to see continuity, and guys who are going to be playing for the ultimate goal. And that, team is the number one thing, because like, think about guys in the military. Like, this is the mindset that they have to have. So it's nice when you do previews for this game. You're like, wow, I actually remember some of these names. And how could you not remember Blake Horvath from last year? 2 rushing scores, 2 passing touchdowns as the quarterback for Navy. And I do think the handicap starts with Blake Horvath in this game, because he's been fantastic this year. And it's hard for me not to look at Navy and be like, okay, it's going to be another Blake Horvath game.
Yeah, he's going to be awesome in this game. I think this is going to be a close game. I think we're going to see a lot of points in this game. And when you look at Navy, like, this is the best rushing team, not surprisingly, in college football, because Army and Navy love to rush the ball. Navy averages more than 32 points per game. And the one thing that they do really well, Horvath is obviously the cog to that engine. But when they decide to pass, he's completing, I think, more than 60+% of his passes. So they're very strategic as to when they throw the ball, but when they do, they're usually very successful. I will also say the Black Knights, they can clearly run the ball. Noah Short, 127 yards against UTSA. And Army and UTSA has quietly become a really intense rivalry. Those 2 teams got in a fight after that game, had to be separated. You never see that from an Army squad. But as good as Navy is offensively, and Army can't quite measure up, the Navy defense can be leaky. So they give up almost, 27 points per game? So I think we're going to see a high-scoring affair in Baltimore, and I'm going to go over 38. Look, this is traditionally, or has been traditionally, an under game. We've seen that before, but not in the past 3 years. So I'm going to go over here. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with Navy's offense, too. I was reading up on their offense. It's called the Millennial Wing Tea, which sounds like a secret Starbucks menu item that like people are like, get the Millennial Wing Tea with matcha. But it's actually what Navy football runs, where it's a blend of what, Navy usually does with the wing tea and some of like the older styles of offense. But then they like blend in some modern concepts with the spread and everything. So it just makes it really effective and a little bit more fun to watch, because obviously when you think of service academies, you think, oh, they're just going to run the ball every single time. But here's the thing as well. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest rivalry matchup, it feels like, in college football. Like, obviously, you have Michigan and Ohio State, Alabama and Auburn. Like, this is a big one, too. And I feel like when it comes to rivalry matchups, these usually play closer. I will say that if you look at the trends, usually it's the team that wins that covers. Like, obviously, last time around, Navy won outright as underdogs. But to me, it feels like Navy wins this game. So I don't know. I think there's definitely a pathway where Navy can score enough points to cover this spread, because 6.5 usually in a total that's sitting under 40 points. You lean towards the underdog here. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards Navy here. Do you have a strong feeling on a side? I feel like you're kind of leaning towards Army.
Yeah, and it's not just, I know it's easy to say, well, this is a rivalry game. Well, it is. It's a massive rivalry game. We know that. But also, in its last 11 games against Navy, Army is 8-3 against the number. And when they've been a dog in this game, they've won outright in 3 of their last 4 games. Then you look at the totality of their season, 6 of Army's 11 games this year have been decided by 3 points or less. And really, to me, it's the Navy defense. And it's not a bad defense, but they will give up points. And so when you look at Army and what they can and have done this season on the ground, I mean, 6.5 feels like a high number to me. So, yeah, I'm on the Black Knights here.
I think one other thing that kind of goes into the over here as well is that last year, Army played in the conference championship game, I believe. And think about not having that extra week to prepare and recover. So I think both these offenses are going to be more ready to go than they were last year. Maybe that gives Army a better chance, but I just think it equates to more offense for both of these teams. So I think this is a low total, 38.5. I think this one is fully capable of going over. But